Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good evening. Sean Higgs coming at you here. Late night money on a Tuesday morning. We're looking at Tuesday, February the 20th, even though it's still possibly Monday the 19th, where you may be. Anywho, to Mr. Sean Higgs on Twitter, come give me a follow and be sure to hit the like button here on Sean Higgs, Win Free Picks, wherever you're watching. Maybe you're listening after the fact on one of the podcast forums. I appreciate that. Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, iHeartMusic, Google. What am I missing? Whatever I'm missing. I apologize. All right. What is there to say today? 2-1 on the site, 1-2 in the video. What's Houston doing? What was the about that game? You foul? You're up and you're fouling? Ridiculous. You know, I had NC Central on the site plus 7.5, and they foul, I guess, like 3 seconds, and the guy like drills both to like win by 6. I'm thinking to myself, what are we doing here? Like, what are we fouling with 1 second on the clock? We're fouling up 10. Oy. What in the world is happening? Texas, I thought was gonna get in there. That was at one point I saw we just missed like 4 free throws in a row, and I was like, this is going nowhere. NC Central got there. Houston should have got there. And there we go. That was it. The hockey loser with the under. So let's you know what? I hit the like buttons. Get that done. Let me put the Tuesday stuff in the chat, and I'll tweet it on out there on Twitter. And then we'll come into them now. Let's go. So I like Butler tomorrow, plus 6.5. VCU plus 3. Central Michigan on the money line. Michigan State minus a 10 spot. Utah State minus 2.5. And I'll grab Mary's at a 6.5. That line was 8. It came down. Maybe somebody's out. I don't know. Mary's at home. Why do I think there's going to be like a defensive game here and Mary's just going to win this by double digits? That's my thinking. Utah State and the Aztecs. Aztecs off a nice win. But as I mentioned, I just did a shorty. TCU game versus Texas Tech. I said, let's grab a little TCU on the road. They're 5-3 on the road. San Diego State 5-6. 20-6 on the season, 5-6 on the road. Utah State. And Michigan's just playing better. It took a while for this team to get going, but here they are. Central Michigan's just a little. The numbers here work out for me to take them at this price. It was a 2. It was a 1.5. I'm like, you know what? I think they win this by 3. Let's go Central Michigan. VCU. Another one here. I just at best it's a pick 'em. They were getting. It was a 1.5 opener, went to 3. Now, a couple times in the show, we've had line moves like that going back. I think it was a Seton Hall game. They went from 4 to a 6. They end up getting crushed. Maybe that happens here. Well, if it is, so be it. And Butler versus Nova. I just don't think, Nova has some big home wins. I just, Butler's played a little better. They beat them 88-81 in overtime. 3-5 on the road. I mean, you lose to UConn. No shame there. You beat Creighton. Georgetown, and you lost to Xavier. The one part is that Nova, you crushed Seton Hall by 26, beat Providence by 28, another 25-point win at home. So they are capable, as up and down as they've been all year. But no thanks. I'm going to grab the points. I'll grab the points. Let's see what the chat's doing tonight, and then we'll move on with our lives. Dave says, show on tough night. Houston minus 8.5 was a killer. I fouled him 10 seconds. 25 seconds up 10. What are you doing? What are you doing fouling? Yeah, games at the end ridiculous. Dave, you don't got to tell me, man. I've been assaulted. Gio's in the house. Good to see you. May hate myself for this one, but I'm taking Crane versus UConn tomorrow. I gotta lean with UConn there, just cause. How do you get in the way of a team? They are 24-2, right? It's like, oh, it'll be a little letdown spot. Well, why is it a letdown spot? They've lost twice. And I don't think it was a letdown spot when they lost to Seton Hall in Seton Hall. Seton Hall's, quietly, they're probably a tournament team, believe it or not. Maybe the travel caught up with them. You played Kansas on the road, lose by 4. You followed that beating NC on a neutral by 11. Pine Bluff, out to Gonzaga, back to the Hall. So I don't hate the loss. It's like well, they're gonna have a letdown. Dude, these guys don't. I mean, where are the letdowns? 81-53, 101-65, 89-64, 71-62, 77-67, 74-65, 99-56. 66-65 was a dogfight versus Villanova. And they followed that up with a 40-point win over Xavier. They beat Creighton 62-48. I don't know. I don't see it. I can't take Creighton. Purdue who? Ninja, I was waiting for you to come in today. And I said, how do you take Purdue? They've lost on the road. You want to like 10 points. Ohio State, coaching problems, right? They got the interim coach there. But as I just said with these other teams, San Diego State, 6 losses, teams lose on the road. So I don't want to say a team is overrated. Like, are you going to say UConn's overrated? They got 2 losses at Seton Hall and at Kansas. Does that make you an overrated team, losing on the road? Nobody's undefeated. And I did it today in midday money. I did it the other day on late night money. Every team in first place, all their losses on the road. Most of them in conference play. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Overrated Purdue. Ninja is the king of the I hate Purdue squad. How'd you do in the NASCAR bets today? Yes, undefeated in NASCAR. Iowa Michigan State over 153 tomorrow. You know what? So this was a 154. It's 150. I don't hate the over here. I don't hate that. You want to jump on the over in this game? Let's look at how they've scored of late. Well, last year's game was a crazy overtime game, so that's a little bit of a on the road. 78-66 Maryland loser. 89-79 loser. 74-68 loser. 88-78 winner. 86-77. So they do put up some points. Michigan at home, here we go. 88 over Illinois. 88 spot. Maryland was low. 81 versus Michigan. 80. You know what? I don't hate going over here. I could see it. Not running to bet it. I got Michigan State here, though, so I'm expecting them to score some points. Dan says Houston's ending made me feel terrible. I even waited to get 8.5. It's a tough one, man. Like, I see stuff. Forget that. Can we hit our free throws down the stretch too? I know that Iowa didn't hit all their free throws, right? Iowa State missed some. I get it. I get it. But come on. What is going on here? Besides, forget about that. 7 of 24 from 3. You can't make a 3-pointer anywhere? Just one. All you needed was one. How do you shoot 20% at home? 25%, whatever it is, 30%. Facebook, YouTube. And Lilac Cherry Israel with the like. Still a good winning day. Virginia Tech at K State. There you go. Tech was a nice one today. Everybody was running to Virginia. I don't know why. Don't know why. That line went up overnight. Put in some time each day to research an MLB offseason moves and familiar myself going forward into opening day. There we go. I'll tell you what, as much as I want to say under Yanks 93.5, if they get Snell for 3 years, and I said this for any team, I don't want anybody sign that guy like at 9, Boris wants 8, 9 years. 3 years, 100 million. I'll give that guy 35 million a year for 3 years. I give him 40 mil. 3 years, you're going to bring me a World Series this year? Get me to a ALCS. It'll be worth it. The fact that they're like, oh, we don't want to pay him more than we pay Cole. Well, tell Cole to grow his set. Stop being a baby. I mean, are you playing is it Cole to be happy, or are you guys trying to win championships? Pay the guy. If no one signed him, put it out there. Hey, yeah, we offered him this. He didn't want it. Who's going more than 40 mil for 3 years for this guy? I think anybody's giving him 35 million. Bring up the Blake Snell numbers, Gio. Look at him. You know what? I will. Hopefully it doesn't freeze when I go to Baseball Reference. Sometimes it does. The guy's had, Cy Young guy. Yeah, guy's fabulous. Puts up some awesome numbers. On the same token, he is never healthy. 6-8, 19 games. 5-7, 24 games. Here you go, healthy 2018, 21-5. 6-8, 23 games with a 4 ERA. 4-2, 11 games, 3.24 ERA. 27 games, 7-6, 4.20 ERA. 8-10, 24 games, 3.38. Oh, he's healthy, 14-9, 2.25 ERA. That's great. That's great. He's healthy. 2 out of 8 years. I mean, you could count on this guy for 25 games. How are you giving him money? He's 30. How are you giving this guy money? 2 years over 170 strikeouts. Both Cy Young years. Dave says, I'm on Connecticut. Best team in the country. They're really good. They are good. Nick Nasty. Hey, Higgs and the crew. Hit the like button. Please do. 75% of the market is betting on UConn and Creighton 3.5. It's nothing but dropped. I've seen 2.5 at DK right now. For what it's worth, I think line movement matters the least in college hoops. First of all, I mentioned the percentages. Do not go into that stuff. I say this every day. Forget about that nonsense. So you're on what? You're on DK looking at those percentages? Those are the DK splits? I mean, I could go to another site and get different splits. Don't go by those. What do I have here on this game? Maybe I have different ones. I don't know. It's coming up. Michael B's in the house. I love the Tuesday card. I do too, Mike. If you're a YouTube Premium guy, so you're pretty sure I put the games up already. Thought I did. Should be 8 of them. Utah State, Toledo, BYU. All right, let's go. Utah State, I mentioned that against San Diego State. San Diego, again, on the road. What are we doing here? 5-6 in conference, 20-6 overall. Teams lose on the road. Toledo versus Akron. That's all right. Money line it. That's good. I think it's going to be a close game. BYU over Baylor, you like? In the first half there. You like Creighton and money line. I'm not. I can't go against UConn. I can't do it. Yanks would do pitching any favors when they built the bandbox of a ballpark. No. But you need pitching. I don't. Every team needs pitching. You don't need 5 starters. You need at least 7, possibly 8. The Rangers showed you need 8 guys. These guys are babies. They break down. Gio, I don't know. Follow me on Twitter if you're on Twitter. I posted the other day. I was watching Once Upon a Time in Queens. I'm not even a Met fan, but it's nostalgic, and I enjoy it. Game 5, NLCS, 39-year-old Nolan Ryan 9 innings, 1 hit, 12 Ks, 1 run. Gave up a home run to Dallas Strawberry in the fifth. Doc, who was 20 at the time, maybe 21, goes 10 innings, 9 hits. I think he only struck out like 3 or 4 guys. He gave up 9 hits in 10 innings and a couple Ks. Can you imagine today's baseball? A 39-year-old and a 21-year-old. It's 1-1 in the fifth. Both got, Nolan Ryan gives up a homer. Doc gave up as whatever amount of hits he has. He gave up 9 and 10 innings. Those guys aren't even pitching in it. They're not even coming out the next inning. They're not even coming out. But you need as much pitching as you can get. These teams need a whole lot of pitching. All teams need pitching. Might add Butler, St. Mary's, Texas Tech, and YO. You like YO getting 2 TDs from Nevada? Texas Tech, TCU. I just did a shorty on the TCU Texas Tech game. Locking it with the King is in the house. Like I said, I disagree with you on VCU. I got UMass. Why are they favored over VCU? Listen, at 1.5, I'd say okay. It went to 3. I'm going to take the points of 3. I'll take the points of 3. Too many points. That's strictly I'm getting 3 points. I'm going to take 3 in a game that's a pick 'em. Nick Nasty coming in saying hello to the King. Hello back. You got just be Marquette by 30. They shut the lights out, played perfect game. Creighton at home playing with revenge. Creighton outright. I don't know, Mike, you might be late coming in here. And I talked about this game and UConn in general, like, oh, it's a bad spot for UConn. They are 24-2. A loss. I mean, was it a letdown spot because they just beat up on New Hampshire? I mean, they lost 69-65 at Kansas. They followed that up with a 11-point win on a neutral versus North Carolina. Followed that with a 50-point win over Pine Bluff. Won in Gonzaga, flew back and lost at the Hall. The only, besides the loss, they've had 2 close games, 69-65 St. John's and 66-65 at Villanova. I mean, off of that game versus Villanova, you're thinking, ooh, kind of close. Maybe they're flat. Nah, they win by 43 versus Xavier. Followed that up with a 9-point win, 13-point win on the road St. John's, 9-point win Butler, 25-point win Georgetown, 50-point win DePaul, crush Marquette, let down. Listen, I'm all for. I'm not fading teams that are rolling along. Not fading teams rolling along. Creighton has lost OT Providence, lost at home Butler. UConn crushed them on the road, lost at Marquette. OT loser at home Villanova, loser UNLV on a neutral, Colorado State on a neutral. I mean, I like Creighton, not here. How do you get in? No way. Nope. Rob likes BYU over Baylor. In the betting trenches, says Nick Nancy. He is battling. Texas A&M Commerce and Incarnate Word. You don't like the handshake after the game? People get annoyed with the handshake. I mean, how can't you control yourself? I mean, come on. Game's over. What do you? I don't know. I totally get like when they say like after games when press comes in, they're looking for quotes and guys are annoyed, they won, or I don't know. I mean, it's your Commerce and Incarnate Word. Is this some kind of heated rivalry because they're in Texas? I mean, the Word is in San Antonio. I don't even know where Commerce is located. You know what I'm saying? Like, you tell me a fight is going to break out between Texas and Oklahoma, Houston and Texas, like Bama, Georgia. I get it. These two guys are fighting. Give me a rivalry. I get that. Two clown schools? These guys doing? Yeah. Get the money while you're in the trenches. Creighton outright, write it down. I'll eat it if they lose. Eat it. You have to not put the YouTube picks up yet. I just looked. Oh, for the YouTubes? What do you mean? Like in the chat? I didn't put them up. All right. What do you think of Pitt and Wake? Seems like a lot of points. I do think it's a lot of points. I want to take Wake Forest. But is it? Excuse me. I want to take Pitt, but the number says I should take Wake. Right? It's such a chunk. And Pitt's a scrappy bunch. But it comes again down to we're coming to play on the road. Here we go. And Pitt is I hold on a sec. Pitt's 6-2 on the road. They got the head-to-head win. Won at Duke. Followed that up with a win at Georgia Tech, no letdown. Lost to Miami by 4, getting 3. Beat NC State, beat Virginia. I mean, you look at it and you want to take Pitt, but why is it that high? Wake has dropped 2 in a row. I don't. Is it too good to be true? You know, like, why is it 6? That much of a revenge? It's that much of a revenge spot? I mean, I ran, Pitt's lost twice on the road. They lost on a neutral to Florida, beat Oregon State, beat West Virginia. Excuse me. Yeah. Lost to Syracuse, beat Louisville, beat Duke. I know it's Louisville. Miami, I mean, it's not a bad team. I mean, they have losses. I mean, they lose at home. They lost to Missouri at home. They lost to Clemson at home. Syracuse, UNC, Duke, Syracuse again, Miami. So it's not like they can't not be beat. I mean, they're 17-8. I don't know. I want to take Pitt. I do. I mean, really, I don't want to make fun of them, calling them clown schools. You're laughing, but I mean, what's said? You're that cranked up over a game. I mean, listen, I love talking crap, right? I played ball. I get it. You're all pumped up. See how good you are. Then we'll start throwing some haymakers. But like, come on, man. What are you doing? You're in what are the SWAC? You're in the Southland. Come on, guys. Draft together. Kind of like the Ohio Bobcats versus Kent State. I can see Ohio winning. I got them by 8. I put in a 16 parlay, a hundo. Utah State, Texas Tech, Toledo, BYU, Mass, Creighton, money line. Plays 55-43. Not a bad one. 16 parlay, so you're going 5-1. You're probably at worst you're going to go 4-2. All right, I did not put the games up. I did not. I thought I did. I apologize for that. I thought I had put the games out. I did not. I did not. Liston is in the house. Not much Liston. We're just talking about small schools getting in fights for no reason. And is Wake Forest laying too many points? and it's gonna end up due for a letdown. I bet all those games 3 hundos each. If I go 5-1 and 4-2, I'll be happy. Yeah, 4 and 2 days are nice. I like 4 and 2 days. We'll take them. We'll take a nice 4 and 2 day. I want a nice sweep of the board. That's what I'm looking for. Sweepy, sweepy. Get the brooms out. Those would be fabulous on a nice 8-pack. But honestly, at this point, I'm looking to just win my little close half-point games that I've been losing lately. So I'll start small. I will start small. I was gonna, Mike. I have like next to me here. I got like chromes from 2022, 2023 ads. I was gonna go through and try to separate like better guys who are called up to people. Somebody like Jeter Downs who will go right into the recycle bin. My favorite to win it all. Hold on. Favorite to win all right now. It's tough to get and not think UConn, but UConn, Bama for me got to be 1-2. I do like North Carolina. Those are my three. And then you have your lurkers, like is Purdue. I know they don't win on the road. It just seems like, and again, I can say it's about all teams, right? UConn loses here. Are they overrated to lose on the road? Every team's losing on the road. Who do I trust? I mean, Bama is a battle-tested squad, man. That Bama team is really good. Tennessee could be dangerous. But right now, I'm going to say Bama and UConn. Those are my two. Kentucky and Arizona, no way. I want nothing to do with Arizona. And our guy, T Money, hasn't been in a bit. But he hates Arizona. I like Arizona. I thought Arizona could do some damage. Maybe they get back on track. Same with Kentucky. They're young. They're always they gotta gel, right? Because they're always bringing in recruits. And I'm not a huge Calipari coach guy. I don't think he's a good coach. I think he just relies on the talent. But with them, you have Kentucky, Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama. Like any of those guys could go on runs. There's like so. I think right now it's Connecticut, and then I know people are high on Purdue, and I don't know Houston. I mean, how do you not? I mean, I see Houston a lot. Houston's a tough bunch. Got to keep all those rookies, especially in baseball. Some guys don't break through until they're in the mid-20s. Exactly. They put out these freaking Bowman prospects. Bowman first, the guy's 19. Like he gets called up at 21. Oh, he's a bust. I mean, guys weren't getting called up to like 25, 26 back in the day. My dark horse. I mean, like to go deep and not a. Oh. Let's see. Where could I go? I want to try to. Are we talking championship team, KD, or maybe a team that could make it like a final 8 run, like not better than Sweet 16, but maybe give a battle in a Final 4. I mean, I want to say Creighton. I like Creighton's team. I don't know. I mean, if they win here, they'll get some respect more than they have, I guess. I mean, I could see. I listen. I think Michigan State's always a dangerous team. I think they're a dangerous squad. Um, I don't know about anybody at the Mount West. I think they'll get picked off. That's where I'm going to start. I'm going to be more of like I'll go Creighton, Michigan State for me because I didn't name them in my first batch of kind of good teams. It comes from the whole thing. I don't want teams that depend too much on a 3 ball. So Bam is I don't want D and a solid inside game. I don't know about that. Right? I mean, these guys get hot. Watch out. Watch out. And I mean, Bama. I mean, just based on their schedule alone, right? People are high on Indiana State, right? They beat them 102-80. They played Ohio State, Oregon, Clemson, Purdue, Creighton, Arizona. I mean, they lost those games. They lost Arizona, they lost Creighton, lost to Purdue. Um, they beat South Carolina pretty good. Mississippi State, Tennessee, they lost to. They beat Auburn, lost to Auburn. You know what? Maybe I'm just blinded by that 100 spot they put up the other day. SEC play, though. I mean, it is what it is. These guys, it's tough to overlook 10-2 in the SEC when you're beating the guys who are your equivalents as well. I'll tell you what team's not gonna make it. Per who? Per who? Oh, Nick Nasty. Yeah, Kansas is always a solid bunch. But that's not. They're not a dark horse. How do you consider? Like, you want to say that Purdue's overrated? You can't say Kansas is a dark horse. They've been in top 5 all year. How? How is a team in the top 5 a dark horse? I'm going to take a dark horse too. I'll take the number 3 team. Okay, if you say so. North Carolina can make a run. I do like Purdue, even though I know they have not had a. It's not their recent success. You could lose on a road. That's why I try to say to Ninja here about Purdue. Like, Mike, if Creighton wins here, you think like, oh, well, UConn's overrated. You know how hard it is to go undefeated? Who's the last team going undefeated in college basketball? How about a team that win one? How about a one-loss team in college basketball? And I'm not talking like Appalachian State or somebody out of a small conference that goes, 28-2 or something. I mean, a Power 5 school. I mean, UNLV back in the day. Come on, let's think about how hard it is to go undefeated. So Purdue's lost a couple on the road. All right, if UConn can lose today, teams lose on the road. I'm not going to go through the whole schedule again or the standings to reach every team in first place. 5 of their 6 losses, or 3 of their 4 losses, or all their losses are on the road. So Elite 8 run, yeah, which it could be interesting in a neutral tour. I don't think so. Listen, they might win a game or two. Again, all depends who they get. Now, Marys is a team. They play some wacky defense, bro. Some of their scores. I mean, I don't care how bad a team is. I don't care. Oh, Pacific is bad. This or that. You hold teams. I mean, this is a team that lost to Xavier 66-44. They come back. I mean, look at these scores: 66-46. I mean, you hold a team for less than 50. 71-34. 73-49. 103-59. 84-43. 76-28. I mean, 69-64, 66-46, 69-67. I mean, you play defense, you got a shot. And you played San Diego State, Xavier, Boise, Colorado State, UNLV. You got San Fran, Gonzaga. Like, you played your teams. You had a decent non-conference. You played New Mexico. You took care of New Mexico pretty good, 72-58. Colorado State's not terrible. I'm sorry. Oh, they beat a school 107-28. Stanzalus State 107-28 to start the year. Then they said, "How we got New Mexico 72-58." I mean, come on. I do like Pitt, Rob. Tomorrow, Kansas is a dark horse. I just don't think you say Kansas is a dark horse. I mean, they're in the top 5. How do you could take them as a dark horse? Nick likes Pitt. I do as well. 2 on the ice, Dank boy. Caps in the Isles. Not sorry for taking a dark horse, Kansas. Sorry for all the comments. I got to keep it short on these late nights over here, firing off like it's midday money. That's all right. Thanks for the ice, Stank Boy. Capitals. And who was the last one? The Isles. Isles against Pitt. And Washington home against New Jersey. Zachy needs another overrated version of Yao Ming. Purdue has not had a lot of recent success in a tournament. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no tournament success. I mean, it's obviously getting knocked out in the opening round. Huge Marius fan and their D's legit, but they do not have enough offense to compete in a tournament. They'll win their first game, lose second one like every year. I don't know. Depending on where they pull, they might get past that second round. Again, it's all about who the matchup is. You know? I mean, they might be matched up second round versus Duke, right? I mean, we know that the selection committee don't want any of these middle schools, mid-major guys going against the big dogs. So they'll have them versus Colorado State or San Diego State or Utah State or Indiana State. Like they'll the teams you want to bet on, who you want to pull for, they'll be facing each other. Purdue is going to be a first round exit, says Ninja. The Ninja. All righty. Anything else before I dive into my chrome refractors? I just popped open this box, Mike. And I'm like, I have some kind of Gavin Sheets and Scepter. This guy from the what is this one? These like refractors. But this is a prospect rushman. I don't know. Garrett Mitchell. Who are these guys? Anybody good? Just a bunch of nonsense. I gotta get rid of this stuff. All right. We're gonna roll out of here. I'm rolling out of here. I know what you guys are gonna do. I'm leaving. So don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. I'll be back for midday money tomorrow. So check it out.